Okay, thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. Don't forget we have a raffle now right after the end of the show, so hold on to your raffle tickets. Don't forget also there's a dance at the Tall immediately after the show. Admission is £2 and tickets are available at the door. We thank you very much for being so patient during the interval. Without any further delay, please welcome on stage Cool Cots Variety Group.
And I know you got the
got to prove it. Remember everything that I told you, and I'll be telling you again that it's true. When you're alone and afraid, and completely amazed, and there's nothing anybody can do. There's always something magic. There's always something new. And when you really need it the most, that's when rock and roll dreams come true. They'll be yours forever. They'll be always true. And when you really need it the most, that's when rock and roll dreams come true. For you. And once upon a time was a blackbeard. And once upon a time all the poets came to light. And each every other long before they had wings. And hold it to the chorus you can get to the night. I treasure your love. I never want to lose it. You reach to the fires of hell, and I know you got the answers to prove it. I treasure your love. I want to show you how to use it. You recruit it like a pig in the dirt, and I know you got the scars to prove it. Remember everything that I told you, and I'm telling you again that it's true. You're never alone, 'cause you can put on a phone, and if the drummer tells you what to do. There's always something magic. There's always something new. And when you really need it the most, that's when rock and roll dreams come true. For you.
You mean you're biking all the way from London to France?
No, I just came down through the roadworks up in King Street.
What do you do? What do you think of my Kawasaki 5000cc?
Looks more like a hairdryer 250 to me. You go down the main road and that will get some reaction.
That's no problem. I always ride on the footpath. Ever since I saw the ad that said, keep death off the road.
I'm a great one. I just got me tickets to see Meatloaf at the point. It's me winning, I mean to say, all that muscle.
Muscle? Don't talk to me about muscle. I got the dates mixed up and I ended up at the Daniel O'Donnell.
Let's do the biker rap.
All right. We are bikers fantasy. I'm Claudia.
And I'm Naomi.
There's not a lot that we can do except marry the bass player in you too.
See, it's revving up and down the road.
Honking our horns and loosen our loads.
We just come back from the Phoenix Park.
I thought I saw stag in the dark.
See the stars, that must have been frightening.
I was Naomi, I left like lightning.
Biking in the With Orla Deer and Annabelle Bernie. Bernie wants to be an MEP.
But Orla says, no, you won't shop me.
John Russell, we survived the purge.
Yeah, but Alan Dukes, he had the urge.
Yeah, he went off the ball.
So watch out, John, for Aberdeen.
For names like ours, he could be rich.
Cause I'm really nasty and she's not nice.
Monty and Boykin merrily up the town and along the quay.
What's that, Naomi? Am I dreaming? No, the guard with the radar going, you're going for speed.
Now you see us on the street. We is cool and we is neat.
I just went up the road at Rowan with me on the front, on the back, ringing howling.
Heavy metal is our game. Hip and music drives insane.
So come on, gang, and catch our drift, especially if your fella be loud to shit.
As one shepherd said to the other,
Let's get the flock out of here.
With a chair placed on stage, the spotlight on an old hand's face as he talks about his life. He keeps drifting away. I once was a clown, a poet, and a lady's dream. Yet this dance I danced was a dance that is new to me. I once gave my heart to part by 20 years, and I watched the lights all go out on the last curtain call. No one wants to see a young man playing an old man's part. Yet this dance I danced was a dance always new to me. Nothing ever changes, frightened of the fall. I was home every day, waiting for one phone call. Giving times in my life when I stood by the water's edge, looking out on my plan that will never come true. I could have played one part, that I would be the only star. Yet this dance I danced was a dance always new to me. None ever changes, frightened of the fall. I was home every day, carefully, write every line for the times he brought me. When I was a boy, twice every day, for 2 whole weeks on Blackberry, and the sound he danced was a dance always new to me, and the dance he danced was a dance always new to me.
off you. When you get him up over the big, can't wrap it in on the corn.
I can't be that grandson. He was out very late last night.
I should already know he was out very late last night. And I see him outside the hall and he went that doing my girl one and give me no help, they say that.
But that's why you are called anyhow. You should have got the thinking about that sort of stuff a long time ago.
Which I wasn't the one down there kissing the neck off, was I?
I know. You remember the big tree up in Holbeck Green?
I suppose I do.
And you remember the things we used to do under that?
I suppose I do.
You were the teacher about that sort of stuff.
Oh, you mean the facts of life going on here?
Yeah, the birds and the babies. Peter! Peter! Are you okay?
Oh, Mommy. Oh, Daddy. Mommy. I something to tell you.
No, hold on there now. Your father is something to tell you first. Haven't you done, Joe?
Yeah. Son, I've something to tell you.
Yes, Daddy.
Oh, see, because you better try one to do a cock in the head or something.
Son, I've something to tell you.
Yes, Daddy.
You remember yesterday when we were down making the clothes? And you remember the cock got up on top of the hay's back? Now, what was here?
Oh, the cop was getting a little over to the south.
He's really as thick as you. You better try another one, boy. Tell you, try one about our wedding.
No, whether that's a good idea or not. Son,
Yes, Daddy.
I've something to tell you.
Yes, Daddy.
Well, you wouldn't remember, but anyway, a long, long time ago, not so long ago at all. So, your mother there got married. God, it was the greatest wedding you ever seen. Oh, it was dolled out in the big black coat.
Yeah, and I was dolled out in me lovely black car.
Who's telling the story one day? But anyway, then you came.
Why wasn't I invited to that?
They got me the bingo invitation. Better try one to go with a bull in their head or something.
I've something to tell you.
Yes, Daddy.
You remember when we were putting the clothes out on the fresh grass?
Yes, Daddy.
And now, pretend this is the bull and this is the cow. Now, the cow is down the farm, and the bull comes trotting down like and the next minute he gets her up on top of the clothes back. Now, what for that? Now, take your time out of what
Oh, the bully was seeing what the grass was like.
Where did you get here from, man?
Your head is not going to keep your two ears apart. You fat clown. What are we going to do
been in big trouble lately.
That's how you are called now. Our good name.
Only so. My name you're putting down, that's all name you're fooling.
Any hungry?
I should have had Mary back down at home at 10:30 last night. And Jimmy went home. This is going to kill me.
Mrs. McDermott won't get a chance to get better.
Wanna take it anymore? I just think you love me, I do. Just look back and stop and get away. Don't work too hard, you make it every day. There's nobody falling from the sky. So the best of my heart is love you blind. So my friend, you said away. And when you see I got no place to stay. And it's hard to say, you found something different. And it's hard to find, and it's meant to run out. So I'm just burning to you something. I'm just burning to you something. See your face, I have said. All the people breathe through the air. So that's the said, you press me on all the civil breeze. And get ahead to hold on for the sea. And it's hard to say, you find something special. And it's hard to find, and it's meant to go out. Oh, I'm just burning to you something. I'm just burning to you something.
Here we are, deep in Africa. I am standing in the Guatemala rocket-carrying village, outside the hut of the local witch doctor, who, as rumour tells me, is actually an Englishman. How do you imagine this amazing feat? We can but guess. Let us hope he can still speak English, as he has been cut off from civilization for many years. I didn't interrupt an important operation, did I? There appears to be blood on your shirt.
No, that's tomato ketchup, that is. That's the burger hut, that is. What?
What's that?
It's a Big Mac, that is. Can you go in there?
Is that blood on your nose as well?
No, it's not, sir. Look, sir. There's thousands.
Would you mind awfully if we walked in your humble surroundings?
I'm sorry you're talking about where I live, sir.
No, but going through such a large amount of natives, you must find it hard to keep it up.
I wouldn't say that, sir. You think that if you know you eat a mix every morning, sir, keeping it up is no problem, sir.
No, I'm talking about your operations.
I haven't had any operations.
No, I don't mean your operations. I mean the people you operate on.
Oh, I see what you mean, sir. You're talking about the Ome Egypt tribe, sir.
Who?
The Ome Egypt, sir. You see, it's a tribe of cannibals, sir.
Can't say I've heard of them.
Why is that, then, sir?
I didn't know they existed.
You didn't know who existed, sir.
The Oba Ichi tribe.
I thought you wouldn't say that. on, yes.
That much.
Thank you. Thanks for nothing, though.
But who are?
They're a cannibal trade, you see, sir. And they're having a wedding at the moment, sir.
Yes.
Yes, they're toasting the bride and groom, you see.
I understand that your tribe are great inventors.
That's right, sir. We are marvellous inventors, we are, sir. One of the blokes in the village invented the toilet thing, sir.
Yes?
Oh, it's great, sir. It's great, sir.
And what happened?
2 years later, we put a hole in it, sir.
I didn't say his mine. I didn't say his mine, but the federal of your instruments.
I'd soon you take a photograph of your face, sir.
Great Scott! What are these spots on my hands?
Oh, that's all right, sir. There's spots on your hands, sir.
But what does it mean?
It means you've got a disease called omega-3.
Is it contagious?
No, if you catch it, sir. If you catch it,
Is it fatal?
no, sir, you'll be perfectly all right, sir.
Any medication?
What's that, sir?
Do you have any medication?
Yes, sir, I do. I just can't have something here.
That's one of good luck.
Take one of these. Every day for the rest of your life.
Well, you only gave me one.
That's all you'll need, sir. Thank you, sir. Good luck, sir.
His face was black as night. The pale yellow moon shone in his eyes. His path was marked by the stars in the southern hemisphere, and he walked his days under African skies. This story is how we began to remember. It is the power of the pulse and the blood and the veins. I could dream of falling, calling your name out. Now the roots of rhythm and the roots of rhythm are fading. In early memory, mission music was ringing round my nursery door. I said, take this child, Lord Brookton's song, Arizona, give him the wings to fly from upon me, he won't bother you no more. This story of how we began to remember. It is the power of the pulse the river remains. La-la-la-la-la-la, oh. La-la-la-la-la-la, oh. La-la-la-la-la-la, oh. Joseph's face was black as night. The pale yellow moon shone behind. His heart was marked by the stars and the sun and the and he walked the length of the stage on the African sky. And he walked the length of the stage on the African side.
of the Roman Catholic at all. That's what the Holy Mary Mother of God do.
They respect you if the Holy Mother fall down on you and not that nonsense over here, eh?
Boy, it's Sister Gilda again. Sister, Father Egan's sermon this morning was absolutely lovely.
What did he speak about?
Sin.
And what did he have to say about it?
Oh, he was against it, sister. He wasn't harsh at all.
Oh, he's a fine man.
He's a fine, good-looking man.
He's a fine, good-looking, strong man.
He's a fine, good-looking, strong, virile man. He's a lovely boy. Well, I'm all right. And I'm all right. Are you all right, sister?
Well, no, actually, that you mention it, I do feel a little bit queasy.
Oh, you just put your cards down.
It'd be lovely, snap and sit.
There'll be nobody slapping their hands down on my good six.
Father O'Neill will be having mass up in the convent tonight.
No, he's a very peculiar man.
Let me tell you, sister, he's a little bit strange, all right. He's always asking me for a load of my skirt.
Oh, I don't like him. He always grabs the chair next to Father Fegan.
Now there's a good man. Very good to the poor. And what was Dean speaking to them? Well, I've nothing.
And I've nothing. What about you, sister?
Sister,
Sister?
are you falling asleep?
No, not at all. I'm just saying little prayers to St. Bridget like take me win.
You mean you're cheating, sister?
You cheat, you.
Don't you call me a cheat, you bitch!
Sister Mary!
I'm sorry, sister. I really don't know what you mean. Do you know, I think I was talking to one of the girls in my class.
Well, what have you got anyway?
I am the Holy Family and two kings of the Sacred Heart. Finally.
Oh, you can have anything you like.
Well, I'd like your full-length autograph poster of the Pope. And I'll have your photograph of Father Fegan lying by the pool of the Canaries. Do you know something? I haven't had so much fun since the Reverend Mother tripped the
Sister, there's Ben. We better go. The first one down. Let's sit next to Father Fegan. Don't lose your way with each passing day. You've come so far.
Right then, thank you very much. We're back once again. First of all, I'd like to introduce you to everybody on stage, apart from this group here. Over on my right hand side, your left hand side, producer of our Ladies Island show, Mr. Paddy Scallion. Next to Paddy we have Mrs. Deputy Mayor, I suppose you put it, Kathleen Wright, and also next to Kathleen we have Deputy Mayor Mr. Patrick. Next to Patrick we have the Top Secretary, the Wexford Top Secretary, Rose Redmond Kehoe. Coming across the passive trophies, representing John Blair, the coordinator of the whole lot, Mr. Niall O'Flynn. Next to Niall we have the Wexford Chairman, Mr. Matt Murphy. Next to Matt we have the producer of the Coon Cost Show. Thanks very much, Patricia Kelly. Next to Patricia, we have also another committee member, Mr. Tony O'Sullivan. First of all, we'd like to call upon Deputy Mayor, Mr. Patrick, to say a few words, please.
Ladies and gentlemen, first of all, can I say that I deem it a great honour to be afforded the opportunity to stand up here tonight and first of all pay tribute to a person who appears to be like myself, a veteran of Tops of the Town. That's Niall O'Flynn, representing John Clare, who sponsored this event for many, many years. And I say we're veterans because I appear to be acting as Deputy Mayor on many occasions during the Tops of the Town, so I feel we know one another quite well now. So you're very welcome, Niall. But I also ask you to put your hands together and welcome a very special person who's up on the balcony. I think she's the First Lady of Tops of the Town, Mrs. Bernie Morris. I think it would be remiss of me too if I didn't take this opportunity to pay tribute to the parish hall and the people who work in the parish hall. And as you come in, you meet the box office staff, the canteen staff, the shop staff, the floor staff, and of course the backstage crew. And all of them are working here on a voluntary basis and doing tremendous, tremendous work. Well, tonight we've had two wonderful shows, and I suppose if I were to sum them up, I would talk about urban-rural rivalry, friendly rivalry, rather than urban-rural rift. And I think it's nice to see things done that way. But when I'm talking about rivalry, there was another aspect of that tonight as well. Some of you may have noticed and some of you may have not. But in the second show, I noticed that two great rivals were represented, i.e. the People newspapers and the Echo newspaper. And the very Reverend Anne-Marie O'Connor was representing the People newspaper, and a cute little nun called Justine O'Mahony was representing the Echo. And they didn't fall out with one another. But anyway, ladies and gentlemen, Tops of the Town are special. They're special to the Wexford people, and I note that tonight's show was well supported by you, the people out there, and of course, no show will go along unless you come along and give your support. But I've had a tremendous night of entertainment. I think that we in Wexford can be proud of what we have to offer on stage, and I know that having looked at the two shows, I noticed that there were quite a number of young people involved. And I just say to the young people one thing before I finish. Keep up the good work. And if at some stage in your life you can gain the same respect amongst the community of Wexford as people like Leo Carty and Paddy Scallion have after a lifetime of Tops of the Town, well then you've achieved great things in life. gentlemen, can I say, at the end of the evening there are going to be winners and losers. But don't look at it that way, because as far as we, the audience, were concerned, you were all winners. Long live Tops of the Town. Thank you.
Thank you very much indeed, Pat. Now we call upon representing John Clare and Son as the coordinator of the whole lot of the Tops. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Niall O'Flynn.
Mr. Mayor, ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Mayor, I'd like to thank you for your warm welcome, and it is typical of the sort of welcome I've been getting in Wexford for many years, as some adversaries would say, for longer than I care to remember. But we're always made to feel very welcome here, and we appreciate that greatly. I would like to thank the organising committee under the chairmanship and inspiration, I should say, of Matt Murphy, who do tremendous work here. Matt and his excellent committee do fabulous work here, and they've kept the Tops on the road here for something like 30 years, I think, yeah. I understand you had an extremely good competition in Wexford this year now. Unfortunately, I wasn't here to see all the shows, but if tonight was anything to go by, then I can understand the reports I heard. There was a great atmosphere in the theatre tonight and a great sense of occasion, and that's what Tops is all about. And I would like to thank all the groups who participated, because without the groups, the efforts of the committee and the efforts of the sponsors would come to nothing. So without groups there would be no Tops, so we do appreciate the support, and it's great to see so many groups in Wexford and to see such a vibrant competition. Ladies and gentlemen, this year happens to be the 30th year of the John Blair sponsorship of Tops, and we take great pride in the fact of having been associated with the competition for so long. I think we would be justified in claiming that it is one of the most extensive, if not expensive, sponsorships of performing arts in the country. And we do like to feel that it has contributed to the community, and I think it has, because it gets people up on the stage, it gets them displaying their talent which might not otherwise see the light of day. And I have been associated with the competition since its inception. I started very young. And I never cease to be amazed at the talent and the ingenuity of people on stage. It's really amazing, and I think it is great credit for everybody involved and to the people of this country. I would just like to mention, ladies and gentlemen, you know, as one of the things to mark the 30th anniversary, John Blair sponsors commissioned new trophies for the competition this year, and these are the new trophies. They have been designed by Robert Balla, who is one of the country's leading artists, and if you look at the numerous banknotes in your pockets, you will see that some of them have been designed by Robert Balla, and he's also designed many of our stamps. And so the trophies are something to be cherished, I think, by the winners this year, and they're all personally signed by Robert Balla. So we are quite proud of them, and I hope the people who win them will be equally proud of them. In conclusion, I'd just like to remind you that there will be national quarterfinals of the John Clare Tops here in Wexford on the 7th and 8th of May, so you'll have an opportunity then, if you can get tickets, to see 4 of the top shows in the country. Also, I would explain, because people don't always understand perhaps how the competition works. We have with us tonight Michael Toomey, who is our national adjudicator, and he decides who the winners are tonight, but he also decides that in each of the 10 competing centres, and having seen the finals in these centres, he will have seen 20 shows, and out of that 20 he picks 8 to go into the quarterfinals. So it is quite competitive to get into the quarterfinals, but whoever gets in, I can assure you there will be good quarterfinals here in Wexford. And again, I would like to thank you for your support of the competition. I don't think you really need to be thanked, because I think I got a great night's entertainment.
Thank you very much indeed, Niall. And now, as Niall said, 30 years is a long time for John Clare. 30 years this man has been chairman of the Wexford Tops Committee. Please welcome Mr. Matt Murphy.
Mr. Mayor, Reverend Fathers, ladies and gentlemen, 30 years, that's a great introduction, and I must say it makes me feel a bit like the Mayor. He talked about old times and all that, but I feel like father of tops in Wexford. But however, I won't go on. I could start in the year 1962 when we started tops, 1963, but however, I know the tension that's out there, so I'll skip a lot of the years, and I'll come back to last year. And I stood here last year at this time, and we had 4 groups in the competition. And I said to myself, I said to you as well, of course, that it was a pity that we didn't have even one group from the town in with the 4 lower groups. And we expressed the hope that possibly this year we would have one group from Wexford town. Well, not alone did we have one group this year, but in fact we had 3. And we also had 3 very good rural groups. Now, to us running the tops, this was a great sign. You know, it was tops we had been struggling, let's face it, quite frankly, we've been struggling to keep it going. Then we decided a year ago that we would refurbish Dunbury. And funnily enough, putting paint and lighting here and there and all, it seemed to have an effect on the people coming and participating as well. Because audiences increased, you know, we've had several great concerts here since. There was a great sense of groups coming into tops this year, wanting to be part again, a great revival of everything. The amateur drama festival that we had was a great success. Our tops was one of the greatest we've had since the very early days of the competition. And so we feel that tops are back in Wexford to stay. Now, that is due in no small part, of course, to the sponsorship that John Clare has put into the competition over the last 30 years. And to give you an idea that it's not a sort of competition where the winner takes all. In fact, the winner takes very little more than the person who will finish 6th in our competition. The price structure is something like £750 for the winner and over £600 for the team that finishes last in the competition. And the thinking there is that there is no such thing as a loser in tops. That all the groups have put in and put a great effort. Now that was never more evident than this year, where we had seen 6 wonderful shows. Emphasis on a lot of the shows were on youth, but not alone on youth. There was also people, grandfathers, and I might even suggest great-grandfathers in the shows. So, you know, it encompassed the whole community, right through from very young to the very old, and that's what Tops, of course, is about. And I'd also remark on those beautiful trophies that are behind me. The wonder that the committee have, of course, is that we can't get one ourselves, but they are not the kind of trophies that you can go in and buy off the shelf. They're a once-off job. If you get one of those trophies, you can be assured that there won't be 100 of them knocking around, that it's something unique, something you will have won. If you're young, you'll have it all your life and you can say, I won that in Dunbury 1994 or whatever. So, anyway, I said I wasn't going to go down through the years, and I'll finish by thanking, first of all, the 6 groups that came along and participated. Thank you all very much. We really enjoyed your contribution. Now, as I say, we await our adjudicator. He, of course, is going to tell us the winner of tonight's show. And also, as Niall remarked, we are hosting quarterfinals of the John Clare Tops here, 7th and 8th of May. And we sincerely hope that the winner of the show in Wexford tonight will represent Wexford in Dunbury again on the 7th and 8th of May. Thank you very much.
Thanks very much, Matt. Now, before we have our winners and our runners-up, our adjudicator in the preliminary rounds, Mr. Eddie Wimbury, had to make a few awards. Now, these have absolutely nothing to do on either of tonight's shows. I must emphasise that. The adjudicator tonight is going to pick the winner and the runner-up. The other trophies have absolutely nothing to do with them. Eddie Wimbury picked these, and if I can just open this. We're going to start off, we're going to call upon our chairman to present these awards. For the best producer, Paddy Scallion, Our Lady's Island. Now, we must emphasise we're only asking the producers to come out. It's going to be actually, if somebody within the cast wins something, well, the producer of the show will pick it up on their behalf. For the best comedy item, the El Paso Mine, Clabon. Creativity Award, the lovely evocative closing, Ferns. And the best item, the girl dancers at front stage, the entertainment company. And next we have the Adjudicators Award, the girl who lost her leg in the finale but kept on smiling in the process, typified all that's good in tops. Valerie Carty from Clonard. Next on the list we have the Heritage Award, Peace Will Prevail, Clonard. Okay, next we have a committee award. We actually have 3 committee awards. The committee asked the adjudicator to pick whatever he thought deserved an award. The first one, the person who sang Bat Out of Hell from Cool Pots. Next committee award, Helen Kerwin from Ferns. And the third committee award, Under African Skies, Cool Pots. Well, next we come to the Best Musical Award. This, of course, the Father Nate Cup. And that goes to the Water Wheel, Ladies Island. And suddenly, we're down to 2. Well, that's all the time we have for you tonight. We'd like to thank you all very much for coming. Oh, sorry. Okay, the man who have to decide who gets which award. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome on stage our adjudicator, the national adjudicator, Michael Toomey.
Mr. Deputy Mayor, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. Time is late. I know you're anxious to hear the result. I won't keep you waiting. I do want to say very quickly how delighted I am, how genuinely delighted I am to be back in this lovely theatre here in Wexford, and amongst such lovely people. Well, we had 2 great shows tonight, great night of entertainment, and we'll very quickly have a look at both shows. The first show we had tonight was Our Lady's Island and their show entitled Flying High. Now, a number of things impressed me about this show. First and foremost was the excellent work done by very young performers. For example, I tell you what, ladies and gentlemen, before I go any further, what I would recommend is this. Don't applaud or don't cheer any comment I make until I come to the end of this one, and then we give them one big round of applause and we get through it much faster. I was talking about the very young performers in Our Lady's Island show. For example, we had two very young lads who made excellent comedy players, and we had a delightfully colourful Disney scene fantasy world with a whole stage full of the most charming young people, also delightfully costumed and lit. Another thing that impressed me about this show was the work of the artistic designer, who came up with some really beautiful back pieces, like the castle, the Disney scene, the set pieces for the water scene, and the Dumanawawali scene. On the other hand, the permanent set, that is the flats that were on either side of the stage, with the silver birds and so on, looked just a little untidy. No curtains were used throughout this, or no pieces being dropped in. We had the full open stage all the time, with very complicated scene changes, and they were made so rapidly by such a hard-worked stage crew. On the odd occasion, it did prove just that little too much for them. That was rare. We did have occasions where we saw members of the stage crew still caught on stage trying to change things, and so on. And in those cases where you have to have, for technical reasons, that little delay between items, which is understandable, the orchestra must always be prepared to cover up these gaps. I would suggest to the lighting designer that perhaps it would be a little more effective to light only certain areas of the stage for solo numbers, for example, rather than having all the stage lit up all the time. It would obviate too the necessity of having to bring out all the little bits and pieces that they use to dress the stage so often. Indeed, let me say, with this show, great pains were taken to present each number as visually pleasant as possible, both with stage props and indeed very colourful costuming at times. Talking of numbers, I did feel that there was a period in the show where we had too many solo numbers or even duets, one after the other. I would recommend here that a better planning of the program of the show should be considered. For example, in the first 7 items of the show, there were 14 items altogether. In the first half of the show, amongst the first 7 items, we had 3 comedy pieces. But in the second 7 items, the second half of the show, we had only 1 comedy item. Indeed, the comedy we did see, I thought was most enjoyable and very well performed with good pace. The traditional or the heritage scene was beautifully presented with some delightful playing on the uilleann pipes and tin whistle by a very talented musician. I thought the orchestra, all right, give a round of applause, but that's all. The orchestra, I thought, had a very fine sound and gave us a good overture and did great work in accompanying the performers with a nice balance between the performers on stage and the orchestra. And the chorus worked hard on the occasions that we saw them, with some lively movement and good grouping from the choreographer. Indeed, overall, great work by this production team that resulted, I thought, in a lively, bright and colourful show that had some delightful highlights, and all in all, I found very enjoyable. Well done, Our Lady's Island. Then we had Coolcott's Variety Group, and their show, Pieces of Dreams. And here was another show with a lot of impressive work. Again, we had some very talented young performers. I mentioned in particular the musicians and the Irish dancers, so colourfully costumed in their tunics in the traditional or heritage scene. And here again we had remarkably artistic work by the set designer, and all very beautifully lit with a lovely varied lighting plot. And the costuming throughout, I thought, was beautifully colourful. There was an abundance of individual talent in the show, some really fine singers, and indeed some good work by the chorus and pit singers. But I did feel at times that the balance of sound, between the orchestra and the performers on the stage was not quite right. The orchestra, I felt, was a little too heavy at times. And so the amplification for the singers and the people on stage had to be raised, and the resultant sound was at times a little overpowering for the audience. But more importantly, it was difficult to catch the words of the songs on many occasions. Now, a notable exception to this, and this proves what I'm talking about, was the lovely number by the Christy Hennessy-style singer in the Reflections item, where there was this lovely balance of sound between the singer and the orchestra, and with the result, we heard every word of the song so clearly, and it was a joy. On the other hand, the country and western singer, excellent Garth Brooks performer, was almost completely drowned out by the orchestra. Mind you, the orchestra had an excellent sound, a lovely sound, a fine orchestra, lovely lively orchestra, lovely overture. All I'm saying to them is just to pull back a little, particularly the percussion section. The choreography was very lively, very well performed. Indeed, at times, I must say, with remarkably good precision. Must have been a lot of rehearsal went into it. The movements did become just a little repetitive after a while. The comedy scripts in this show, I thought, were absolutely excellent and very... We had some very funny sketches, and some of them with good topical comment, and some that were very, very original, like the nun sketch, for example, and of course the biker sketch with the rap, which was so well done. There was a very accomplished team of comedians in this company, and in particular, 2 comedians. Like the singers, however, let me say this, they must articulate a little better at times, because there were times when I found it hard to catch some of the lines. And it was a great pity, because I was going mad that I missed some of the lines that could have been very funny. The Benny Hill item, for example, I found particularly hard to catch. The whole production, I thought, moved with great life, with an excellent transition from item to item. Again, we had a very good stage crew at work here. Very good sense of variety about the whole show, with a well-arranged program. Again, we had very imaginative and possibly an experienced production team at work. So, another very enjoyable show, great hour of entertainment for Cool Cop. Well done. So now we come to the moment of truth. Let me say with every word of encouragement to the runners-up, not losers, because as Matt has said, there are no losers in this competition. And the runners-up tonight gave a very, very good account of themselves, and they can feel very proud of their achievement. But when all the marks are added up under the different headings that an adjudicator has to add them up under, I found the result was that the winners tonight, Cool Cut.
Thank you very much, Michael Jimmy. And now to present the award to the winners, Deputy Mayor, Mr. Patrick. And the producer of the show, Chris Kelly.
Singers backstage, everybody who had anything to do with the show, anybody who had done costumes, supported us, sponsors, everybody. Thank you very, very much. We couldn't have done it without you.
And now to accept the runners of the award, Mr. Paddy Scallion. Well, we put on a good show, we done our best, and we didn't make it, but I'm not sorry, because we put on a good show as well. I would like to thank everybody associated with Ladies Island, and everybody worked, backstage work in the Dunmore, and everybody, and especially our supporters. Ladies Island has the best supporters, I'd say, of all Wexford. They always follow each other. So I would like again to wish Cool Pass the best if they go to the quarterfinals. Thank you very much.
Well, thank you very much indeed, Paddy. Well, now, that just about wraps it up for tonight. Only to say, to remind you once again that there is a dance at the top of the hotel. For anybody who wishes to go there, have a night out. Admission is £2. From all of us here in Jumeirah, to all of you, till we meet again, good night, God bless, and safe home. Thank you very much. Good night.